So when you become a parent, there are things that people never, ever tell you about or prepare you for. For instance, there will be injuries. Not your kids. Of course, they're going to have sprained ankles and they're going to fall and chip their tooth or whatever. I mean, you, as a parent, you're going to get hurt. So when my oldest was a tiny baby, he was, I don't know, 4 months, maybe 6 months old at the most. I'm changing his little onesie and I'm buttoning him up or whatever. So I'm down close and he's, just being a baby, a little wiggly worm. And it's not funny. His finger kind of hits my eyeball and his little fingernail, because, baby fingernails are so thin and they're so sharp. It like nicked my eyeball and my eye turned red and swelled up, and I went to the doctor and, I had to wear a patch for like a week and use these eye drops, and it was not fun and it hurt. And then about a year later, because it was before I was expecting my second baby, he's much older and we're like playing around, like roughhousing, not really roughhousing because, he's a baby, roughhouse babies, but you play around. So his finger flies up and scratches the same eye. I called my partner crying. I'm like, it happened again. And he's like, your eye? And I was like, yeah. I mean, you think I would have learned the first time, right? Keep your baby nails clipped. I clipped them like once a week, but evidently that wasn't enough. Anyway, so I go to the eye doctor. I go to the doctor that time, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm sending you to a specialist. So he sends me over to the optometrist, who makes me wear a patch for a week, and I had to go back in like every 3 days to get eye drops and to get it checked on to make sure it wasn't getting infected or anything. And to this day, 20 years later, almost 21 years later, I could still feel a little scar on my eyeball. And that was horrid. That one was so bad. The whole white of my eye turned purple. And like anytime anyone would turn, even with the patch on, anytime anyone would turn on a light or turn off the light, my eyes would dilate. Oh, holy cow. Worst pain ever. So many years later, when my baby child was about 1, we're sitting on the bed and he's on my lap and I'm kind of leaning forward because I'm reading him a book. So the book is in front of us, right? And I'm kind of leaning forward. I'm not holding on to him nice and tight. And I'm reading the book and, he's only like 1. So he throws himself back, like in a stretch and bashes me in the eye, same eye, with his head. Ooh, yeah, that was like getting punched in the face. So I, kindly, slowly, calmly set him to the side and turned around. I was like, oh my God. Like, but I can't scream or get loud or anything. He's just a baby. I got a black eye. When it comes to parenting advice, I always think, take it with a grain of salt. Your baby. If it's going to work for you, it's going to work for you. If it's not, then don't. Take it. So don't, you don't have to take people's parenting advice. But there are 2 things that I would like to say when it comes to parenting advice. 1, keep your baby's nails clipped, like a lot. They grow much faster than you think. And 2nd, hold your babies close, or you could get hurt.